Happy Friday, welcome to the 3 Things I Learned, SaaS, sports, tech, and live events. Apologies, we haven't had videos for a while. We've been on vacation, which is the subject of today. One of the most important topics that I wish somebody had given me some guidance on when we started the business. Look, we all have our own stresses, our own pressures, but vacation when you're an entrepreneur starting a business is a totally different thing. There's not a lot of guidance to this, so we're gonna walk through what we've learned from the people around us over the last 15 years running a business. Number one, it seems simple, but it's so important. Always take a vacation with no exceptions. If you're investing in businesses, make sure that the founders do this. In the early years, you are doing everything, right? I had a board member, Edwin Miller, who told us it's like flying a plane with both engines on fire and a broken steering wheel. And that's true. You are working from 5 in the morning to 5 at night, just doing sales. Then you're doing the administrative work from 5 to 8, and Saturdays you're doing the marketing. You don't have time. Time is your most valuable resource, and it's also the one you have the least of. Yet it's the most important thing. In 2008, we referred to that era as the dark times here, where our investor had already bailed on us and we were working as a small group trying to build a business. My wife and I took a vacation, and I remember how stressed I was when I did it, how guilty and how much I felt like that was a mistake. The funny thing about it was my stress got a lot worse for the first couple of days, and it started to temper off. It took a little while to understand why, which we'll touch on in future points. Always make sure you take a vacation and the people that you work with and get to serve do the same. That's number one. Number 2, leave town and get far enough away that you can't come back. Why? Our subconsciouses are so much stronger than we believe they are. When I was having trouble sleeping in 08, 09, and 10, we would talk about this a lot with the sleep experts, and they would say things like your subconscious is handling so much more than you think. For example, you didn't think about what the ground feels like beneath your feet until I mentioned it right now. When we take a day off and we have a staycation or we stay in town, our subconscious is still aware of the HVAC issue we have or the small task that we have to do. But if we get away and we give it time, then we will relax, because that to-do list becomes much more manageable. I'll never forget a vacation we took in Monterey in the early years. I didn't want to be there. The first couple of days I was super stressed out. I remember being so anxious driving to dinner. Now I look back on it as a fond memory. Number 2, get away so that you can actually unplug. Number 3, the guilt never goes away. I can say this 15 years in. At the beginning, you feel so guilty because you're doing everything that getting away is impossible. And you look forward to the day that you have a cadre of people who are better than you, who can take care of the business when you leave. I'm here to tell you, when you have those people and you're serving them 15 years later, you don't want to go away without feeling guilty because they're so great and you love what they're doing. Played golf with my father-in-law in year 2 of Ticket Manager. He's been an entrepreneur for 30 plus years. And he felt really guilty about buying golf clubs, some new toys for himself. And I remember telling him in youthful ignorance that, look, this is so hard and people care about us so little that if we ever do make it, I'm never going to feel guilty about taking that extra time. That was youthful ignorance. I still feel plenty guilty. It just changes over time and you learn how to handle it. That's number 3. Number 4, don't stress the stress. I have a friend who's a prominent psychologist, and he told me once that hyper-driven people have a really hard time unplugging and relaxing. They want to go win the vacation, and I have been guilty of this myself. When you get there, you are still going to feel stressed, sad, angry, guilty, whatever else. And his response was, yeah, of course. Are those emotions only saved for the locals? You don't take them with you? When you get there, you don't have to win the vacation. Just relax and know that there's going to be stress there. Just last week, I was in urgent care twice for an inner ear infection, and then I was allergic to some food we ate. There's always going to be real life there. Don't stress the stress. You know you're getting value either way. Number 5, no matter what you do, you're going to think about work, and that's okay. Don't struggle with it. The stress comes from when you're thinking about work because you feel like you have to, but when you're on vacation and you're in flow and good ideas come to you, let them flow. Don't struggle against it. You're just going to stress yourself out. Some of the best ideas we've ever had came on vacation or sitting on a surfboard, just letting our thoughts wander for hours at a time. That's number 5. And finally, number 6, don't burn up on reentry. This is something that's overlooked by everybody. When you get back, your to-do list, which was already unmanageable, is going to be even longer. Many people, myself included, come back and overdo it. There's a crash diet, we're working 15 hours a day, we're working extra hard to try to catch up. Don't do that. Go back to the cadence that was working, know that you will eventually catch up, and you don't want to throw away all the benefits that you got from taking that vacation. I know it sounds like a light topic, but it's so incredibly important. I wish somebody had walked me through these things in the early years. I hope it's helpful, and we'll see everybody next week on the Free Things.